I think spring is coming. Quick look around the lake. Ain't too green yet. Starting to turn a little green here and there. But that's not why I'm here. I wanted to come out and make a video showing a couple of upgrades or improvements, whatever you want to call it, to a standard basic fire kit. That would normally be what I would consider a fire kit. Got a Altoids tin for making char cloth or punk wood in, and got a basic fire kit. I'm trying to keep this all on top of this table here so that nothing gets out of the frame by too much anyway. These are just inner tube pieces I cut from an inner tube. I use them to hold all kinds of shit together. And your standard kit, or my upgrades to my kit, would basically be this and this. Everything else is pretty much, you got fat wood in here, or I have fat wood in here, a ferrocerium rod, and a striker, and I've got these just looped together. They come apart pretty easy. All you gotta do is, or all I gotta do is slide it through here, take it off, put it back, get on there. Now you got, it's just some Gorilla Tape wrapped around here, a foot or so. I just, instead of going crazy, I just tied a knot, laid the paracord right next to the ferro rod, wrapped the tape around it. Gives me a handle, gives me a line, holds everything together. A couple of these, which are just extra bands for the lighter. These are easy enough to put on. Basically all you want to do is just kind of get it down in that groove there like that, and wrap it around again. Now you can't hardly push that button, so that lighter is never going to go empty just because something was against it. Fat wood. This is just extra for there. These are just extras for there. All that stuff's pretty basic. The strikers I've got new, and they're just a striker. They work, you know. They work. I also have a what is it called? A Fresnel lens. I got a Fresnel lens in here. Carry one in all my kits. And I just took a little magnet, this come out of one of them program boxes or something like that, ice box magnet or anything could work. I put that in there, it keeps it from falling out and falling off all the time. No big deal. It's pretty basic. The new additions being this and this. If the sun comes out and stays out a little bit, I'll show you. This thing can be lit so fast. Once you've charred the end of that, that stuff will light very easy just off of the Fresnel lens. I take this out, that way if the sun does come back out, I'll be ready to go. This is the other new addition, and I bought one of these, and I liked it so much when I used it that I went ahead and bought several more. All my kits have got one of these in it now. They call it a pocket bellows. And yeah, it's basically an antenna. The difference is it's made a little bit different, so that when you close it, usually on an antenna, if you was to close that, this would come out at the back. There's a couple little brass keepers in there, copper, whatever the hell they are. They would pop off, and the next time you pull this out, they would just start coming apart. But once you got lost one of them, they would all come apart. Well, he's got some kind of little keepers. I don't know if you can see them in there, but excuse me. This thing just stretches out. You can see that one. It just stretches out, and you use it to blow on your fire. You see that? You don't have to blow very hard at all, and it puts quite a bit of pinpoint pressure on a hot spot in your fire. Makes it real easy to blow some coals back to life. So, you know, if you was in your fire and you wanted to make sure you had a hot spot in there, or like say you go camping and you wake up in the morning, all you got left is a big pile of ashes where your fire was last night. When you go over there and you can feel that there's still a lot of heat there, you go down a little bit, you'll find coals. What I always did before was just find some real small sticks and twigs, little stuff, throw some of that on there, and then throw a few more smaller pieces on there, and then a few bigger pieces. It'd smoke like hell for a while. If there was enough heat there, they'd eventually catch on fire. Well, now with this, all you gotta do is throw those sticks on there, find a hot spot, throw a few sticks at it, blow on it with this, you can blow a fire right back to life real easy. I use one for my fireplace inside. It keeps my head out of the fireplace and puts a lot of concentrated air right in a certain spot where there's a hot spot where I can get a fire. Helps me get a fire going real good. They work really good. I bought one, like I say, I liked it so much that I ended up buying several more, putting one in each of my kits. I got my Super Mega kit here. It's got one in it. I'll open that up later in a bit. I'm vaping strawberry milk there, Mike. And I almost gone through a bottle already. Anyway. That's what I'm using anymore. And I kind of doubt there's enough sun. See how you can find that, get a dot going. You see how I moved that? I might be able to get it. You turn that around, that might just be enough sun. Put that somewhere where it won't blow away. You can see that's cold. Right? If I can get enough sun in the right spot, you see the square, there ain't much heat there. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Is it light? No, but it got warm. Yeah, maybe the sun will come out a little bit better. But you can see, you want to get a dot like that and kind of have whatever. You get the smallest, roundest dot you can. And that's what I do is get it on top of the wick, bring it down till I get it to a point. If the sun's shining, that thing will light in just a matter of a couple of seconds. Maybe the sun will come out and I'll show it. Anyway, put these in all my kits. These tubes were a little bit longer. You might be able to tell that's a little crooked because they wouldn't fit in the tin, so I just cut them down. It could actually be cut down a little bit more, or it could be left out of the plastic case, but I left it in. Carry some fat wood. Now this is real rich fat wood. You can tell the difference between that and this. This is fat wood too. As you can see here, maybe, hopefully the camera's picking it up, this line. There's a lot more fat wood in here because this piece was from the heartwood of the tree. This is on the outside of it, and it wasn't a very big chunk of the tree. But you can kind of tell, if you was here, you could see it. It's got kind of a slick look to it. And this, not so much. But this is still fat wood. It'll still light pretty easy. You can light that stuff with a ferro rod. Fat wood. One thing I did want to mention about these ferro rods, I got these rods off of Walmart. And they're pretty good rods. They're not bad. They're fair size, 5/16, 7-inch. I've got others that are that size. They're fine. This is just a little bit harder. It's a little harder to get that spark. Part around here and burn my lens, huh? But I can take this, let me put it on here maybe. This see, it's a little bit harder rod. They throw good sparks, but you really got to be moving. Maybe it's a softer rod, I don't know. But you get a spark to land on that. If I was set up a little bit better, it'd be a little easier. Normally I would set it on the ground like that. Nope, didn't catch it. See all the slivers coming off of it? Those are fine if they're staying in one place. If they're not staying in one place, then, you know, that's so fine. Let me try that again. Real quick, I ain't gonna waste too much time on it, but that's how you do it. Yeah, it's lit now. You see it smoking? I know you can see it smoking now, right? This is just a piece of aluminum flashing. I bent it around, actually bent it around a framer square, because that's about 1 inch. And that lets this, once I wrapped it around a couple times, then I just took some aluminum tape and put around it to hold it flat. When that's burning, I know you can tell it's smoking. When it's burning, you just slide that in there like that. In a few seconds, that'll go out. A little bit of sun. Just kind of work it up a little bit like that. It's cold. If I could get enough sun. Anyway, that's cold. You can tell it's cold. See that? See how I'm doing that? Bring it down to a point. I don't know if there's enough sun today. Not burning. Just not enough sun. That dot should be so bright it's hard to look at. Yep, on a bright sunny day, and I'll prove it if the sun comes out, but on a bright sunny day, that thing will light up so fast you wouldn't believe it. Now, these wicks are treated with, I think it's called KNO3. I don't know the chemical name for it. It's a stump remover that's the right stuff. That's all that is. It gets put a little bit in water, soak these, let them get soaked, dry them out. Makes them burn longer, makes them burn hotter. See, them rods, it might be, there's bits of that rod coming off. You can use that to start a fire by scraping this slowly and scraping some of that stuff off. See that? Can help you get a fire started too. Wish the sun would come out. Anyway, while I'm thinking about it, somebody asked me on one of my videos, what's punkwood? Well, punkwood is just wood that's brittle, rotten, but not completely rotten. This stuff will just crumble, see that? Most time in the woods you find this in the down logs or something like that. We replaced the door, sliding door here, and there was a piece of the 2x4 in there, or 1x, it looks like, yep, 1x, that was rotten. Then I grabbed a few pieces off of it. You can char this stuff the same way you do char cloth. You just put it in a tin, put it in the fire. No big deal. A lot of times you find this on downed trees that are laying in the woods, and it might be damp. If it's a little bit damp, it's no big deal. It'll still char. If it's soaking wet, you want to let it dry out enough so you can make sure there's still enough wood there to worry about. But basically, if it's dry or almost dry, you put it in your tin, throw it in the fire, you make punkwood out of it. To light punkwood in your tin, and then this would be what I would use in the woods camping, and that's just an Altoids can. I don't put a hole in it because it has these hinges back here that have got big holes in it. There's plenty to let air out. I carry a wire. The wire just stretches out. If I was going to use this in the fire, I would put that wire down like that. Give it a twist. Bring it out the sides. Same thing. Give it a twist. Now I've got a handle. If I got put in the fire, I can use a stick. I can use a stick to set it in the fire. The coals get cool, I can use a stick to move it around. When it's done cooking, I can use the stick to pull it out. Makes it easy. Don't need the wire, but I use it if this wire was to break at one of these kinks or something. I just twist it back together. If it gets too short to use double loop, I just use one loop. Gets too short for that, get a new piece of wire. Any kind of stainless or steel wire, it don't necessarily have to be stainless. I usually use stainless because it's a little bit longer lasting. But if I'm carrying this, or I've got char cloth and punk wood in my can there, I'll just take this, and because I got these kind of twists here, I just wrap it around my about 3 fingers like that. Whatever I got in here would probably be punk wood on the bottom, char cloth on the top. Just set that in on top of it, close the lid, throw it back in your pack. I would maybe put the extra rubber band on it, the extra band. That's about a fire kit, basic fire kit, what I have. I wish the sun would come out. That's all you gotta do, is get to a point as round as you can get it, put it on there. It's a real cloudy day here, real overcast, so I'm not going to be able to get it to light. Sometimes it'll help to fluff it a little bit. Oh well, I ain't gonna worry about it. It works. I know. I've got a clip I will insert here at the end of this, showing me lighting one of these. I know I've got a clip of it because I was so amazed at how fast. See there, I burnt my cover. Look at that. Would you believe it? I would. Because I'm just spark knocking around out here, making a mess. Anyway, a good kit. I'm going to dump it out here so I can just go through it all and get rid of all the stuff in it. Okay, a piece of fat wood, ferro rod and a striker. A lighter with a band around it so it can't go empty. A couple of extra bands for lighters. Might want to stick a lighter in my pocket or something. Wrap one of them bands around it. You don't have to worry about it going bad. Button getting pushed. Fresnel lens with a little magnet. Extra keep. The doodad. They call that a pocket bellows. Okay, whatever. Put this in here on top of everything else. Snap the lid down. Take these bands. Put them around it. Some people call them Ranger bands. I call them inner tube screws. That right there is a good kit. I don't have any punk wood cooked in there. I don't have any char cloth in there. This one, basically the same kit with a couple of add-ons. Basic, same thing. Add-ons being a striker, a longer, bigger ferro rod. My flint for the flint and steel. And got two of them in there. There's another rock in there. Oh, get in there. I ain't gonna worry about it. The bellows, the lighter. Got a couple of extra wicks. Now this is from my kit that I would carry with this, because inside this I carry a tin that I keep clean. And that's char cloth. And there's punk wood. A couple of extra wicks in there. There's a little bit of sun now. I might actually be able to get it to light. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of iffy. Stuff that in there like that, and in there like that. That one like that. My Fresnel lens in there. I've got a couple of them in there. See if I can try this lighting one more time. If it'll get one to light, I don't think it's... No, that ain't gonna do it. I'll add in a clip. I've got a clip, I know. I'll add in a clip. Some people like both ends. I don't usually. That's because they'll take... Once they get this lit, where they light it with a flint and steel, which it will light, you lay it right on top of your flint and strike, it'll light. You get a flint and steel, ferro rod, a match, whatever. You can light this real easy with a lighter. I don't have one that ain't wrapped up, so I ain't gonna do it. You can light that real easy with a lighter. It'll catch a spark real easy. Come out of there. Just ain't enough sun. Just ain't enough sun to do it out here today. It's pretty bright, but not quite, I don't think. Yeah, there it goes. Well, it started smoking anyway. It's getting a little brighter. Just get just a little brightness of sun. This thing lights up in no time. I know I keep saying that, and here I am sitting here. And you actually should wear some kind of sunglasses or something. There it goes. See that? There it is. Now I don't have to look for that clip. I know you can see it smoking now, right? Okay. Prove my point. Took a little longer. On a real sunny day, I mean, on a real sunny day, it takes mere second. Now see, I got these down on one end because when I throw this thing in here, like that, I'm doing it wrong or something. When I throw that in there, yeah. When I put that in there, I don't want the magnet sticking to it. So I put it at the other end. And now I get all that sunshine. Guess I should put my wick in there, huh? That little burst of sunshine right there would have been more than enough to light that wick or the char cloth, either one. Or the punk wood, actually. Either one. They light up pretty easy. Anyway, this kit I'm going to throw in my pickup, or my van, right here. I'm going to throw this in my van. Because I wanted... I don't believe it. I knocked the camera off, so we'll see how much of that got on there. Anyway, I want it to be usable. Kept in the van, so that's why it's there. Alright, that's it. Quick shot. Bye.